Welcome, everyone. Thank you for joining us today for our Contractor Sales Training Bootcamp. My name is Kelly. I'm the Marketing Coordinator here at Leap and your moderator for today's session, where we'll be taking a look into how to use the Leap platform to set up a successful digital sales process for your company. We're going to kick things off today with a few introductions of our speakers and then dive into the sales process using Leap with a demonstration of a virtual appointment. And we'll follow that up with a recap of some of the upcoming industry trends that we're seeing today and some time for some Q&A at the end. Before we dive into that, though, just for those of you who are not familiar, I just want to give you a quick overview of what Leap is. So Leap is a digital point of sales application that helps contractors to digitize the entire in-home sales process. So everything from generating estimates to displaying company stories, going through your brochures electronically, to generating proposals and contracts and integrating your financing, as well as secure payment capture. It's everything that you do from the time that you pull up in the driveway to the time that you're going to leave that appointment. So with that being said, I'll get right into what we're all here for today and introduce our speakers. First up, we have Nick Miller joining us from our sales team here at Leap. Nick, if you don't mind, if you could just give everyone a quick intro and let everyone know a little bit more about you.
Awesome. Yeah. So Nick Miller here. A little bit of background on me. I actually come from the in-home sales space. So I work for a pretty large company here in the Maryland, Virginia, New Jersey area, doing in-home sales for exterior remodeling before having made the transition into Leap about 2 years ago.
Fantastic. Thanks for that. And also joining us today is Veronica Bouchard. Veronica is one of our rockstar customer relation coordinators here with Leap. And Veronica, could you give us a quick intro?
Hey, yeah. So here at Leap, I help people onboard, and I really help guide them through the process and learn the program and everything.
Fantastic. So with that, I'm going to turn things over to Nick to get us started today. Nick, can you still hear us?
I'm here. I'm just trying to share my screen, which is a bit of a struggle.
Let me help you out there.
There we go.
Perfect. All right, we can see you now.
An iPad. Awesome. Okay, so really just want to do high level. As Kelly had mentioned, want to really take this and show the virtual experience. So that's something that Veronica and I are going to run through. So doing this as if I'm a sales rep, remote with Veronica. So just going to jump right into it. Doing this through a lot of different ways. Typically, we use Zoom here at Leap. There's a whole bunch of other platforms that you can use. But as we go through this, just going to start with my iPad open and start with, just Veronica, how are you today?
Good. How are you doing?
I'm doing very well. I want to thank you for taking this time. First thing that we want to really do is make sure that I have all of your information is accurate. I know that you can see my iPad screen here. If you want, just take 30 seconds, make sure that all this information looks good, it's up to date. Biggest reason is that's what's going to be on the contract and any of the finance documents that we get to. So again, really just want to make sure that all of this looks good for you.
Yeah, let's see here. Yep, everything looks good to me.
Awesome. So I went ahead and I already have all of the measurements that make up your house. We had done that recently. We're partnered with an organization called EagleView. And today, at day and age, I actually don't even have to come to your house to get accurate measurements of what your house is. Mm-hmm. So looking at the screen here, this is everything that makes up your roof, right? I understand that you have some leaking spots. They're around your chimney. We're going to have a little bit of leaking that is taking place. At least that's the main reason for calling us
Right.
and setting this appointment up. So really just want to break some of this down for you. Your house and everything that you can see here, we have our shingles. Underneath those shingles, it's what's called underlayment. So there's a couple of different types of underlayment. You have stuff that's what they call felt paper, which is really just heavy construction paper. We also have underlayment that is going to come with a very good warranty with it. That is a little bit more plastic, and it's actually a synthetic underlayment. Think of it as a breathable tarp that we put between the plywood of your roof and the shingles that we lay over top of it. So again, there's a couple of different systems, and I'm going to walk you through what all of those look like here in a few minutes. Really do just want to give you an understanding of what makes up the roof and all the parts that we can't see, right? Everybody can see the shingles. We know the colors. We can look at the different styles of it. But again, there are different parts of a roof that really make it a whole and keep you protected from the rain, the wind, and all those different things. The next one that I want to show and really highlight is my ice and water barrier here. You can see this one. Ice and water barrier is for all of the areas that you have gutters, right? So let's say it gets really cold in January, February, and your gutters may freeze up because they've been clogged. What my ice and water barrier is going to do is it's going to protect the first 3 feet of that roof line. That's going to be very heavy material, so that if there's any freezing, it's not going to impact or affect any of the plywood that's up that 3 feet of your roof. So really, again, it's just going to seal everything that we have on the edges, as well as I noticed on your house, you have some valleys, right? So where you have different rooms meeting, your roof comes down and meets into a valley. I'm going to put that ice and water in there as well, so that if we do have any water that sits there, it's going to be very protected, so that we, again, aren't going to have any of that rot or wood rot, whatever the case may be. Final part of a roof that I really like to talk about is your roof breathes. So whether you believe it or not, I know that you go in the attic and it's very hot in the summertime, and in the wintertime, it might feel damp. We want to avoid all of that. And I have my ridge vent in here. I noticed that you have about 100 feet of ridge vent, again, based off of my Eagle View report. And this is really just allowing your house to breathe. You know, if you ever looked at your gutters, and if you went out right now, you might notice right under your gutters, there's about 3 feet worth of material that has a whole bunch of holes in it. Have you seen that before?
I guess I kind of noticed. Yeah.
Well, now you're going to notice it the next time you walk out.
Yeah,
sure.
next time
And again, it's totally fine. Right. So a lot of people don't even notice that. And what that's actually doing is it's opened up underneath to allow for airflow to go through your roof and then out the ridge vent. So that's just constantly keeping, the heat out in the summer, and trying to keep the moisture out in the wintertime. And it's just allowing for really good air circulation to happen inside of your attic, keeping your house efficient, at least as efficient as we possibly can make it.
Gotcha.
Any questions on any of the materials that we've looked at here?
Yeah, all these numbers that you have here, where do they come from?
Awesome. So again, we use what's called an Eagle View report. So this is that report. Again, I don't even have to show up to the house. I can just simply put in your street address, and this is your house, right?
Oh,
this is a picture of your roof.
That's awesome.
So Eagle View it's a tool that gives me, and you can see it takes all these pictures, flies some planes over, and it's going to take all these different pictures of your house. So they usually do it in the wintertime. That's why your trees aren't going to have a whole bunch of nice leaves on them. But what it's doing is it's taking these pictures and it's actually going through and putting measurements to them. This is where all of my measurements come from. And this report, I believe they say, is about a 99% accurate report on all the measurements of your house. I don't even need to go out. I can simply take this report and have my system do all the numbers for me. So again, as we go through, it tells me all the different pitches. So how can I walk on the roof? Maybe my guys can't walk on the roof. All of the different measurements, all the different sections of roof are all broken out right on here. And that's really giving me a clear picture on how much material I need, and also so that I don't have to overcharge you for materials that I don't need, right? I don't know if you've ever driven down the road and you see a nice, beautiful roof and there's still a pile of material that's sitting in the driveway. What this Eagle View report is allowing me to do is avoid any of that waste, and especially charging you for stuff that you don't even need on your roof to begin with. Mm-hmm. So again, this is really trying to keep things as accurate as I possibly can. And specifically this section right here, you can see my length, area, and pitches. That's where all of my numbers are coming from. Questions on any of this report? Anything you want to possibly see a little bit more in depth on?
As long as I know that this is accurate. Said it was 90.
It's about 99% accurate,
Okay,
correct.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so there's not a lot of room for error. And what I'll actually do is when we go through this, I'll send you this report so that you can have a copy of it. I know that you're still waiting for your husband. He's unable to be here at the moment. So you can go over this with him.
Yeah, he'd love
show
to see
him
this.
all the different measurements. Yeah, for sure. Oh yeah, I'm the same way. As soon as I can look at this and see some numbers and pictures, it makes a heck of a lot more sense.
Mm-hmm.
So the next thing that we really want to look at is how much is all of this going to cost, right? And there's a couple of different things that we can do, and there's a couple of different systems that we have that we can put onto your roof. So you can see right here, we use Owens Corning shingles, right? So we are a platinum preferred contractor here with Owens Corning. That really gives me the ability to give you a 50-year warranty with your roofing systems.
Okay.
The other benefit of the 50-year warranty through Owens Corning is that's transferable. So I don't know if you're planning on moving anytime in the next couple of years, that warranty will move on with the next homeowner as well. So you're always going to be protected. You always have that 50-year warranty with your materials.
Awesome.
Let's take a little bit of a deeper dive on what this can look like. So I'm going to show you these three options. So these are going to be, as you can see, my good, better, and best options, right? My good is going to be the cheapest that I can possibly do a roof for. So for a house that's as beautiful as yours, that's an option that I really don't even like to look at. I do just want to show you that I do have a bottom of the barrel option. But what I am going to do is I'm actually just going to take that away because it's not something that we should discuss for a roof of your type. Having these two options here, I can give you a warranty for the best. That's a 50-year warranty, but I can only give you a 20-year warranty on the better. So I know there's a little bit of a price difference. Which one of those maybe are you looking at that strikes your fancy one over the other?
Yeah, I'm really into that 50-year warranty. So I'm looking at the factors that you have here, but it is a little bit pricey.
Having a difficult time hearing you at the moment. I don't know if maybe your headset's having some issues, but I did hear the 50-year warranty part of it. And that's what a lot of folks really will go for is that 50-year warranty. One of the main reasons for that, again, is it's transferable and you never have to worry about it, right? Personally, I'm 30. By the time that 50 years is up, I'll probably be in a nursing home or hopefully not in the ground, but 50 years is a long time from now, right?
Yeah. Can you hear me better now?
A little bit better. Still sounds like you're fairly far away. It might just be you're talking to your computer. Again, not too sure. But it's okay. We can keep just rocking and rolling through this, and I can hear you enough that it makes sense.
Gotcha. What about, that's a little bit out of my price range. Do you guys offer any type of like discounts or anything like that?
We sure do, and we'll get into maybe some discounts and some financing here in a second. What I really want to do now is show you what we're putting onto the roof itself, right?
Mm-hmm.
So like I said, there's a couple of different options that we have. So really just want to go through this brochure, and as we go through it, there's a couple of things that I really want to show you and what make our roofing system unique, right? So the first one is you're going to notice that I have a bunch of different depth and colors that are going to go onto your roof. Really going to allow your roof to stand out. And the one thing that's really interesting and what a lot of people will ask about is the design on the roof itself and the shingles and why they have all these different cuts and angles to them. One of the main reasons that my shingles, these are called architectural shingles, are built the way that they are is for the wind warranty. So again, my top of the line, that best shingle that I can do, that 50-year warranty, also protects you from 130 miles an hour of wind. Huge winds, right?
Yeah.
Especially I saw you live close to the water. That could be a pretty big thing being on the coast. If we have any tropical storms, whatever it might be, your roofing is willing to withstand 130 miles an hour.
Oh, wow.
My other two is a lot lower than that. It's about 80 to 90 miles an hour. Still a lot of wind, but not quite into that 130-mile range. So I do just want to take a second here and go through a couple of the different, just so that you can see what they look like on some of the houses, as well as look at a couple of the different color palettes that we have. So I think you have something that's going to look similar to slate right now. It's a darker color, still offers a lot of the lighter grays thrown in there. This is one of our more popular colors. The one that I would recommend more for you is going to be this charcoal. Has a little bit of a darker tone to it, still giving it the lighter colors. And I think this is one that might feel a little bit better for you and your house. Any thoughts on some of these different colors? Are you looking for a gray? Are you looking for more of a red color or blue color?
Yeah, I do actually like that dark gray that you showed me. I think that will look really good. What do you think?
Again, I personally like the
Yeah.
charcoal. Looking at, again, I can only see a couple of pictures of your house. I'm not right there to look at it. I typically think that the charcoal, especially this, if you look at it, actually almost has like some bluish color to it, right? Which is different than slate. Being closer to the water, I think the blue will complement where you're at in location, as well as giving it almost like I'm replacing what I have, but enhancing it very much so more with this charcoal color. So awesome. What I'll do is I will write this charcoal color down. I'll put this on all the paperwork, and I'm going to send you this brochure as well. Again, let you and your husband look over it. If it's something that we need to change, we can certainly change it at any point. We still have to go through and order the material, and that takes a couple of days to do that. So we can always change through these different colors.
Perfect.
But I know that you had mentioned cost. What I want to do now is I want to show you, I want to give you my top of the line shingle, but I can also show a little bit of discounts in here as well, right? The one thing that we really offer, at least today's day and age with the COVID-19 and just really selling in general, is I really like to show financing. You may or may not have $50,000 sitting in the bank that you can write me a check tomorrow for. And I'd tell you that you're crazy if you want to give me $50,000, especially because I can have these be broken into payments of $607 a month. Or I can even look at a very low interest rate for $1,000 a month. So keep your money where it's at, let your money work for you. But let's look at a couple of payment options so that we can give you the roof that you want, low interest, lower monthly payments, just splitting it up over a couple of years. Again, 50-year warranty, 5 years of payments. You got 45 years of just a roof and you're not paying for it anymore. Question for you, what might be a strong monthly budget that you can or maybe can't afford?
Yeah.
Like $500 a month, $600 a month?
Yeah, exactly. We were kind of hoping to stay in that $500-ish range.
Okay, awesome. So I'm just taking notes right here. So I just noted the color, noted about where we are really going to try to stick to as far as a monthly payment. With that being said, and I know that $50,000 is quite a lot of money. Do you have a down payment? We typically say a third works really well. So if we're talking, $50,000 for your big, beautiful home, do you have that $15,000 to $10,000 that you might be able to put down?
Yeah, we were planning on putting it down about 15.
About 15? Okay, awesome. So great. So what we're going to look at here is I'm going to go through, and this is just my financing calculator. It's going to show me all the different plans that I have available to me. You can see right here as we go through this total amount of the deal and the money that you said that you can give me, whether it's a credit card, whether it's a check. I'll give you both of those as options that you can pay remotely, so I don't even have to be involved in that. But let's look at those low monthly payments for us here. So right off the bat, I see a whole bunch of different plans that we have as far as low monthly payments. Some are a little bit longer in term than others. The one that really draws my eye is we have the 6.99 right here, $420 a month. So I can actually get you underneath of that $500 a month budget.
Oh, that would be
Is
perfect.
that something that really
Yeah.
awesome? Okay, so we're gonna go ahead. We're gonna select on that. So what we can now actually do, and there's a couple of things here. I have a few lenders that we can really go through. This one here is with our partner Interbank. So I can go through, and if you're comfortable, we can fill out a credit application right here, or I can send you a separate link, which again, it's going to protect you and your social security number a little bit more. So I will send you that as an alternative for you and your husband to fill out later and to go through it. But I am going to write down the plan number so that you can put that information in so that we have everything that we need. But again, it's just going to be very straightforward. So just so that you can see the information that they're going to ask you, so you can get some of this maybe ready for when your husband does get home. Just some very simple information. Go ahead, you said something?
Oh, no, yeah. My husband would need to be on this for sure.
Okay, and that's totally fine. So again, you're going to get the plan number, but I do just want to walk you through a little bit of what this looks like. So estimated project cost, again, that's going to be that $50,000. Your loan code, which I'm going to give you here in just a minute, so you can write that down. Also put that in the agreement so that you have that. Loan code is going to go in there just so that you can plug that in when you're getting your financing squared away, right? But again, just pretty basic information. So where you're living at, where the installation is going to take place, how much you and your husband are going to make is that gross annual income. If there's any consent, obviously adding him to that, or if we're just putting under one of your names, that's fine as well. But just so that you have an idea and expectation of what questions are going to ask, so that you can get those information and that information together would be perfect. Questions on any of the financing?
No, not for that piece of it.
Perfect. Awesome. So what I want to do now is I'm going to draft up an agreement. I'm going to get that sent out for you, because it doesn't seem like there's any reason that you wouldn't want to move forward with us at this point. Just need to dot the I's, cross the T's, if you will, with your husband, make sure that he's on board. But I mean, you guys have made it this long, so it seems like, you would have his best interest, and the same for him. So I feel pretty strongly that there shouldn't be any reason that we wouldn't move forward on this. So again, I'm going to go through, I'm going to start drafting some of this up, selecting the underlayments. We're sticking with that best warranty. So that 50-year warranty we're going to give you. I'm also going to include that Eagle View report. I'm going to throw that in at the end just so that you can see that as all being part of the document. I'm going to throw my payment page in here, and then just giving all that, legal information in as well. And now we're going to start filling some of this stuff out. So just so you're aware, we're going to do the home. We're going to do your garage. I don't plan on doing the back shed unless that's something that, maybe we want to add or not. But typically, shed lasts a little bit longer. I don't live in my shed, so I don't really feel like, my lawnmower needs as good of a roof as what I'm currently living under. So if that's okay with you, I just would rather leave it as just not doing the shed in the backyard. But I have no problem adding that in later. So we are going to do that ultra roof, and we are going to do that in my charcoal color. I'm going to give you that pro starter strip. Again, remember, that's just preventing that ice damming and any of that backup, so that we make sure that we have everything covered. You're also going to get my top of the line, that deck armor, which is going to be that synthetic. It's going to be like a tarp, but it breathes. It's not going to keep that moisture in there and locked in. It's going to allow all that moisture out, up and through your shingles. Again, these are your pictures of your home, right? So that's already going to live in here for my inspection team, who's going to come back out and do their remeasure. My office will give you a call. They'll let you know what those timeframes are going to be, who you can expect. So they're going to come out, they're going to do that remeasure, and then they'll set up your installation date at that point as well. I also want to go through here, and we're going to move into payment. We did give that discount for you here. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to reflect that here on the contract. You have that $15,000 that you're going to put up front. I'm going to send you a link. So again, you can do this separate. It's going to just show up as a nice email. You can put either a credit card or a banking card in here. Your bank account, either one is totally fine with me. So I'm going to go through and I can put that. Would you rather it be a check or a credit card?
We're going to be paying credit card for that one.
Perfect. Got to get those airline miles, right?
Right.
So what I'm going to do here, I'm just going to put a little bit of a note in here, 15,000 deposit for roof. And I'm going to send that to you. You can see right here, captured via email. You're just going to get a nice email with this when I send this agreement to you via DocuSign, which I'll cover that in just a minute. Just click in there. It's PCI compliant. So what that means is the only people who are ever going to know what that credit card number is you. Those credit card numbers never come to my office. All of that is done through a third party. They take care of all of that, making sure that everybody's protected on both ends. Just wanted to give you a little bit of assurance on that.
Perfect.
So again, just want to put in here that the agreement is pending on financing with interbank code 1206, just so you have all of that when you go through with your husband, you go through that approval process, you'll have everything that you need. You're not part of a homeowners association, are you?
No.
Okay, I didn't think so. Just want to make sure that all my I's are dotted, my T's are crossed on this agreement so that we're 100% ready to go. So this is everything that we've talked about and everything that we're going to agree on here. So I have all of my additional details. Just want to really walk you through that we're going to clean everything up. We're going to haul all of that debris and everything out of it. We'll make sure that we protect your rose bushes. We pull all the shingles and all the nails off of there. I personally have a dog, so I don't want nails walking around, and our crews are 100% diligent on that as well. It's actually pretty funny. You watch them walking around with this big magnet on wheels, picking up all those nails and screws and making sure the job site's nice and clean. The other thing that I do want to point out is my Eagle View is great, but it cannot see underneath of your shingle. It only sees what's on top. So I don't have any way of knowing how much wood rot there might be. We'll give you 5 sheets of plywood for free. We'll cover that. That's all included. But you'll notice this box right here. If there is, we're going to just charge us an extra $40 per sheet of plywood. I'm not going to shingle over old plywood just because that is me not doing my due diligence and really just putting a Band-Aid over something that's not appropriate, right? And I think you can understand that we want the best for you just as you want the best for your house and your roof. Again, any of these unforeseens, just access to the driveway. Our office will take care of all that. You'll be instructed on it. They'll get a nice follow-up email, but it's just one of those things that we really need to make sure that everybody's on the same page with. Our payment page, again, you're going to get that email here in the next 2-3 minutes as soon as I send all of this out. Your interbank link will be attached to that. My finance manager will send that over just to make sure that you get squared away with your interbank approval. Really getting you squared and making sure that we can get all that. Your loan code is in there, as well as how much you need to finance and roughly what that monthly rate will be. All the terms and conditions, I could sit here and read them to you if you wish, but you are going to get these emailed to you, so you'll have all the time in the world to really look through these. But I do just want to let you know that all of those live in here, and I've attached that Eagle View report to the back end of this document. So what we're now going to do is you can see your name at the bottom. I'm going to put this through DocuSign. So that is your email address, correct?
Yep, that's right.
Perfect. I'm going to sign here, me as the sales rep. And what you're going to notice is when I go through all these signatures, you're going to notice a little yellow flag that pops up. The way that this works is I'm going to send this agreement through DocuSign to you. It's going to come to your email address, and all you have to do is DocuSign walks you through it. You're going to select your font, confirm your name, and it's just going to put those signatures right into these fields for me.
Okay.
Going to do the same for the initials. Again, I highly encourage you to go through these and really look at these initials, making sure that you don't have any questions on it. If you do, my contact information is in this, so feel free to reach out to me or to our office. 100% will be able to answer those questions right away for you. Also going to go in and I'm going to include the brochure. right? So this is the brochure so you guys can walk through the colors and make sure that you understand all the underlayment and ice and water barrier, really understanding what this project is going to entail. So because this is through DocuSign, my system needs to convert it into DocuSign and then send it to you. I do just want to confirm your email address one more time. This is going to take about 5 to 10 minutes to get to you. So once you have that, you can go through it tonight, tomorrow morning, being tomorrow's Saturday, have coffee, go through this with your husband. I know that I just threw a lot of information at you. So take the time tomorrow, walk through with him and really digest this so that you have a good understanding of what you guys are signing up for. But again, this is your email address?
Yes, that's it. You got it.
Awesome. Perfect. So again, it's going to take a couple of minutes to get to you. Expect that in your email. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. You have all of my contact information. If there's ever anything that you need at all, don't hesitate to call me, call the office, and we'll take care of you.
Great, thank you.
Awesome. Veronica, thank you so much for taking some time here on a Friday. Really appreciate you, and I look forward to getting you that brand new roof that you're looking for.
Perfect. Thanks so much.
Yep. Take care. All right. So taking a little bit of a step back here as a sales rep, now that we have wrapped up our sale, I'm going to now result this as the sales rep. So this is the last piece that I need to do. Bottom right-hand corner, what I'm going to do is we're partnered with several CRMs. So I'm going to disposition that CRM and let my office know exactly what happened on this virtual appointment or in the real-time appointment. I can say that we sold this, right? We sent that agreement. It automatically pulls my contract amount. I have my finance is pending, and I can say that my finance manager needs to follow up for Interbank Plan 1206 approval. Again, I hit save. That pushes my EagleView report. It pushes all the documentation to one of those integrated CRMs. I hit save, and at this point, I have successfully gone through everything that I need to as a sales rep, making sure that answered all the questions and have done everything that's needed. So, Kelly, I can hand this back over to you.
Perfect. Thank you, Nick and Veronica. That was a great example of what a virtual sales appointment for roofing could look like with Leap. We got a lot of great background on the product using the resources section. So I love that you can flip through all of your product brochures and really give the homeowner a really good idea of what it is that they're getting there. And then it offers a really nice package of, being able to send that contract and that proposal electronically to the homeowner directly through their email. And so they're seeing it on screen as you're walking through it, putting it together, really understanding and being involved in the process of, of their project, since they're, the owners of that. So really great, lots of examples there. And I, as you're walking through all of that, you can really see how that creates some great efficiencies for the sales rep in terms of really walking you through the entire process. So you've got, a flow to follow and go through and making sure that you're not missing anything. You're not having to, go back and forth with the homeowner on multiple calls or visits, but really capturing everything together in one flow. So I think that was fantastic and very helpful to go through. So can you guys see my screen again? Okay.
Yep.
We got you.
Perfect. All right. Sweet. So to close out today, I just wanted to touch on a few trends that we're seeing that are already shaping our customers' view on the in-home sales process. So first thing is customers are expecting to have that virtual option now. COVID-19 has really, really quickly changed the landscape and the way that a lot of companies are doing things. And while the in-home appointment is still is never going to go away, that's always going to be something that you're going to want to have those eyes on the project and have that. But it's also important to have that flexibility and being able to work with your customers and offering those remote appointments in the event that the customer's not comfortable having you on site. Or even we've been hearing a lot of our customers who are utilizing these virtual appointments as their follow-ups or to rehash calls and talk about other projects, because oftentimes it's more difficult to get the homeowner to agree to a second in-person appointment if they've already had one. So the virtual appointments are an awesome awesome tool to have in your back pocket for those follow-up and rehash types of appointments as well. Second thing we're seeing is the younger homeowners, the millennial generation that coming up, they're very used to doing business electronically. So they definitely appreciate having those digital copies of their contracts, and they really appreciate and need to feel safe with their secure payment method. So it's very common that they're paying with credit card and they want to feel confident that their information is being kept secure. So that PCI compliance is something that is very important, and we're seeing more demand for that from the homeowners. And then finally, third trend here is no matter the size of your company, technology really does help to level that playing field. It presents a very polished and professional image that can really help put smaller companies on par with some of their larger competitors, because it just creates such a great image for the homeowner, sets their mind at ease that they're confident that your company is put together and is going to execute the project as they're expecting. So. Just a few quick things that we've been seeing coming from our customers that we wanted to share with you today. So I did want to dive in. We've got a couple of minutes left here, so we have time for a few questions today. So I'm going to read out a couple that we've received here. So first thing, once the contract is sent out of LEAP, where does that contract live and how does that process look on the back end?
So I can tell you from the sales rep point of view, when it gets sent out, it goes, in this example, through DocuSign. So it does go into DocuSign. I've flagged all of it, and it presents itself as a DocuSign agreement to the homeowner. Whatever email address that it's at, that's where it goes to, and they run through all the prompts that they would typically through DocuSign. Once it's there, it gets kicked back once it's automatically signed. And triggers a whole bunch of different email addresses so that everybody gets that signed agreement. It lives in the admin portal of LEAP. It will also go through and into one of our integrated CRM partners automatically. So everybody gets a signed copy of that as soon as it comes back from DocuSign. Even when it goes out, you'll still get an unsigned copy of it just to keep for those records in case it doesn't get signed or whatever happens in a cancellation. But you get both an unsigned and a signed copy once it comes back from DocuSign.
Perfect. All right, and you mentioned integrations with CRM. Could you touch a little bit on the various integrations that we have? I know we showed EagleView in our demonstration today. Are there any other measurement tools or key integrations that we want to share today?
So one of the other partners that we have as far as a measurement tool is Hover. Inside of Hover, it can be the same process. You can use that for siding as well. 3D model will pull into the resources. You'll get the full report. So EagleView, Hover, both of which are fully integrated, just as you saw with EagleView today. And all the pictures are coming over and all of those.
Fantastic. And then in terms of CRM, are there any key CRMs that you would like to mention for the audience?
So some of the CRMs that we are integrated with, we have Market Sharp, Lead Perfection, Salesforce, Improve It 360, and Job Nimbus. Those are the integrated CRMs. So with any and all of those, the appointment gets set in the CRM and directly pushed to the sales rep's iPad. Once that sales rep goes through, they disposition the lead, they send all the documents, it goes back from the LEAP iPad of the sales rep into that CRM as well. That's why I highlighted that results page at the end. That's a very key point for, even if this job never happens, I can now at least rehash with all the information that the sales rep had collected.
Fantastic. All right, and then we've got a question about like the virtual process. So do you have a recommendation for what tool that you typically use to host that virtual appointment? I know there's a bunch of different options out there, from Zoom to Skype, Google Hangouts, a whole variety of things.
All of them work great. I personally, we use Zoom. I'm much more familiar with Zoom. I think Zoom is great. It's easy. And quite frankly, you can have the Zoom app on your iPad and never even need a computer to plug into. So I can run the entire appointment right from my iPad anywhere. So I would highly recommend Zoom. Again, I'm not too familiar with Google Hangouts or some of the other ones, but I would strongly advise for Zoom to use.
Okay, perfect. We also have a question about the onboarding process. Veronica, do you think you could walk us through like what a typical onboarding looks like with Leap?
Sure. Yeah. So when you get into onboarding with Leap, you get paired with a CRC, such as myself. And what we do is we'll do training calls together, usually over Zoom. And the CRC would be teaching you how to build out your price guide inside of Leap, how to build out your contracts and make them completely automated, and then also get together all of those other app settings, integrate with Eagle or Hover, Eagle View or Hover, and integrate with your CRM, so that way when you do send out those contracts, they can go back into your CRM automatically, and even set up the emails that get sent out to your customers. We go over all of that during our training in onboarding.
Fantastic. All right, and I know we went through a roofing example today, but not to say that it's limited to the roofing industry. So I just wanted to touch on a couple of other key industries. So it's interior and exterior home remodeling. Anything you guys would like to touch on in terms of other industries that we serve?
So it's really, Leap can be built for anything. Funny story is when we first got going as a company, there was a guy who was looking at using this for contracts to sell meat out of the back of his truck. It's really, what are you selling and how many of it are you selling is the core of what an estimate is. And then it's a document generation tool. So you can put any contract in there, any proposal. So whether you're selling flooring, whether you're selling T-bone steaks, whether you're selling windows, it really doesn't have a limit to what you can position Leap for.
Perfect. All right. I think that does it for our session today. Do you guys have any final comments, any closing remarks you'd like to make?
Not that I can think of.
Okay.
Again, Leap is a great tool for being able to pivot in virtual space, as well as sitting next to Mr. and Ms. Jones when it comes to selling in the.
Fantastic. All right. So if we did not get to your questions today, or if you have any additional questions after we get off this call today, or if you'd just like to get more information on Leap itself and look at how it can help with your individual sales process for your company, feel free to reach out. This email address on the screen is marketing@leaptodigital.com. That will actually come to me. So I'd be happy to address any questions and help bring in any other members of our team to help address those questions. So feel free to utilize that and reach out at any time. So I just wanted to wrap up today. Thank you, Nick and Veronica, for walking us through a demo with Leap. Very informative. And thanks everyone for joining us today. We appreciate your time and enjoy the rest of your day. All right. Take care, everybody.
Thank you.